Hi, welcome to session 13 of Art Relief. I hope you're all well and safe, and obviously, as I said before, these videos, tutorials are while people are in isolation, and I presume we still are. Well, I know we are as I'm filming this, so if you're using it for that, then as I said, I hope you're all okay. Just to go over again, we've done things like we've done the stickman, so we've done some basic line work with the doodling, and we did some colour work also with some sort of expressive mark making. And as I said before, these are sort of different aspects: expression, line, drawing, making marks, of what I think is the basics of, or the basis of being an artist and enjoying your art. Today I'd like to try something quite quick, hopefully fun, and certainly suitable for all ages, which is based on just being more expressive and sort of outgoing with our mark making and our colour use. So for this session we will need some basic paints. So, and I know some of you have been painting already, so obviously if you haven't got any paint or no access to them, then you can use crayons and acrylics and other things you have, if you have those felt tips even so. But the quicker you can apply the material, the better, because it adds to the kind of loose nature of what we're trying to do. Paper, and ideally if you have a B pencil or charcoal, that'd be great. So something along those lines. And I think, as I just said, pastels and stuff like that. So anything to make colour, basically. Pastels, paint, great, would be the best thing, and things to make to do quick drawing. So what we're not going to do is do sort of technical drawing and get really into detail. We're going to do loose expressive work. And on top of those materials, I just want you to be prepared to get a bit, maybe a bit more muckier. So don't worry too much about it. I mean, try and, if you're in a tight space, don't make too much mess, but as far as what's on the paper, don't worry about it. You might get a bit on your hands and things. Right, I'm going to post some images on the Facebook page, probably 3 or 4, and they'll be of photos of landscapes, not anything in particular, but the main thing is they are sort of expressive. They're not. There's quite interesting light going on and quite a lot of dynamic variation between the shadows and the contrasts and the tones. Now, what I'd like to try to do, at the point you've got to work out how or which order you do this in. One, you break it into two things. First of all, you set up a square or rectangle to reproduce the picture you see. And I will do a little demonstration of this in a minute. One way to approach this is you time yourself. You can give yourself a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever you think is suitable, and then you draw the picture using just colour, and try not to worry about the outlines or any detail, and you try and do that as quickly as possible. And then you stop, you let it dry if it's paint, or you let it settle if it's pastel, and then you allow yourself more time now to redo it on the colours you've done, but now using pencil, crayon, charcoal, and making marks, but trying to get as few lines on as you can. See where you get to that balancing point where you try not to do any more mark making or line making, but you still have the essence of the picture which you've created with the use of the colour. So you've got the expression of the colour and the atmosphere caught in the colours used, and then a bit of line making or mark making with a pencil or charcoal. Now, to say one thing you might try is, first you do your colours with your left hand or your non-dominant, and then you do the mark making with your right, your dominant hand. Then you might try it the other way around. Then you might try all left and all right. So you could try it, that's why there's 4 images 4 times, and see which one is most effective. So I hope that made sense. It's a case of if you can watch this again, and I'm sorry if it's a bit long in the explanation, but you've got to up to point. I mean, one typical thing would be say, right, I'm going to time myself 2 minutes to make all the colours, then I'm going to give myself 10 minutes to make the lines. And you could try that, or you could say 5 minutes and 15 minutes, or you can change the time to suit yourself and to see who's doing it. You might want to be more tolerant or give yourself more time. But this works quite well if you are rushed and your kind of time is of the essence, and you've got to do things quickly. It kind of makes you forget the control and enjoy making the marks. And hopefully you'll see, if you try it in different ways, you'll see which one's been successful. So I'll probably do a demonstration, and then I'll come back to the end and see how you've got on. So that's basically the colour part done. I actually did that with my right hand or my dominant hand, but just for, first of all, we can try it that way around. And now I'm going to do the line making. So this will now be, I've done block colours, lumps of colour, trying to use either a large brush or the edge of the materials, like so. But now, the second part is to do the lines. So we've done the expressive loose colour, as you can see, it makes a mess. And this part, which I'll go back to another time lapse, I'll do the line part. Right, so basically the second part, we just put some loose line work on. I did actually put a bit of coloured line, mainly because we worked in dark and I wanted to put the light line on top of the dark. But the point is, you can get the main feeling with just a block of colour and shapes. And when you put on the line, just sort of suggestion of the trees there, instead of drawing like a whole tree, you just think, how much line do I need? And you only need a tiny bit of line, like an indication. So if we work a bit down here, you're sort of picking out a bit of the, and then perhaps put some darker lines right down here to add that kind of contrast. So this is about enjoying being expressive, getting colour on, putting a bit of line detail in second, rather than the more conventional way of drawing and then filling the areas with colour. So we're putting colour down, then putting a line on, and then finally working out how much line you actually need. So if you sketch it first with the pencil line, you draw the whole thing with pencil, but if you put the colour on first and then put the pencil line in second, you realise how little line you actually need, because you get the main shapes with the colour. Hopefully, by trying a few of these, you get the feeling of it, and it is a bit messy, it is a bit fun. Don't worry if they don't all work, or if they don't all come together, but just it's about that process of working out the difference between expressive, exciting colour work and a bit of line detail. So I hope that made sense in the time lapse. And well, I'm going to go and wash my hands now. As you can see, it does make a bit of a mess. Right, so please try different combinations, left hand, right hand, whatever, non-dominant, dominant, try both, obviously not at the same time, but try different things to see what works, and be experimental, and say obviously you can use your own images as well, because I'll put up a few on the website. And please like, comment and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also, if you need any more tuition or you need a bit more help, please feel free to contact me via the messaging or my email, and I'm sure I'll do all I can to help you. In the meantime, have a good week, be safe, take care, bye.